Hello everybody, my name is Sean Allison and I'm the Director of the Durrington Research School, and I'm also Head of School Improvement for the Durrington Multi-Academy Trust. I want to talk to you today about one of the 3-day training programs that we're running at the Durrington Research School in 2020-21, and that's the Leading Learning program. So this program is going to be led by myself and Chris Runnicles. Chris is the Assistant Director of the Durrington Research School. It's going to be held over 3 days. So it'll be starting on the 8th of December, and then on the 3rd of March and the 18th of May. Now we're deliberately starting all of our training programs later in the autumn term to help schools, get back to some kind of normality, really. So that's the plan there. And this training program is aimed at senior leaders who've got a responsibility for leading teaching, learning and CPD across their school. So just to talk a little bit about what research schools actually do and our role in the educational landscape and system. As it says there, what we do is we work alongside school leaders to help them access and understand the educational research and then implement it in their school. And that's very much focused on helping school leaders to use the research evidence to focus on their own school improvement priorities, and looking at how that can improve the quality of teaching and educational outcomes for all young people. So it's very much about working alongside school leaders and system leaders to use the evidence effectively to help address the issues that you're focused on. All of our training programs have this approach running through them over the 3 days, and then the work that happens in between the training programs. So, we work very hard to, work with school leaders to help you identify your focus. So, what's the issue in your school that you're trying to tackle? And then from that, let's have a look at the evidence. Let's explore the evidence and, find the research evidence that's most likely to help you address your particular issue. And, then we look at, challenging, misconceptions perhaps about the research evidence and the possible solutions, and then, come into a kind of alignment about, okay, well, that makes sense. That's my problem. That's what the research evidence says. Let's start to shape that into a plan. And that's the mobilization strand. Then start to mobilize those ideas, back at school, and then practicing that. So those new strategies, those new approaches become habitual, and then, reviewing and evaluating and refining that approach across the school, and then starting to share and persuade, with other leaders in your school, other teachers in your school, and perhaps even other schools in your local network. So that's how the 3-day research school training programs tend to work. Now, the objectives of the Leading Learning program are there. So it's about a review and a rethink about your school CPD model, your current model, what you do, what currently works, what you might want to change, and then start to plan ahead for an evidence-informed CPD plan. And then once you've got that plan, leading that change effectively and helping you to build capacity for that school-based training and development. And then all the way through that, exploring, what the research evidence says are the best approaches. Where are the best bets to be focusing your efforts and energy? Okay, so the whole focus of the Leading Learning program is about helping you to review and refine your own CPD model with a view to improving the quality of teaching across your school. Now, obviously, the situation that we find ourselves in, we're all hoping to come back in the autumn term after this period of partial closure with COVID. As it says there, Becky Francis, the CEO of the EAF, has referred to the challenge of closing the attainment gap as the test of a generation. Now, what we know actually is that the best way actually to close that attainment gap is through high quality evidence-informed teaching. And if that's going to happen across any organisation, any school, it requires a robust and focused CPD programme. And that needs to be effectively implemented across a school. So that's what the Leading Learning Programme is going to support school leaders with. So making sure that you have a strong, robust, evidence-informed CPD programme that's really going to embed high-quality teaching across your school and, tackle those learning gaps that have emerged during the COVID partial closure. So in terms of what the 3 days of the training will look like, day one is very much about exploring the research evidence around effective CPD, starting to think about what that will look like in your context, exploring sources of research evidence, why an evidence-informed approach is the right approach, and then starting to think about, the resources within your school to implement that. Day two is focused on starting to turn those principles into a plan, really, and formulating that plan around effective CPD. And then day three is really refining that and thinking about implementation and how you're going to evaluate that CPD program in your own school. And, a really important way to do that will be by sharing your ideas and your plan with the rest of the delegates and, getting some professional challenge about that to help you refine your ideas. Within all of our training programs, there will be activities in between the 3 days. We put on Twilight Network meetings. Now, these will probably be online. So an opportunity to meet up in between the 3 days for a couple of hours, an hour or so, just to kind of touch base with everybody else about how it's going. And then there'll be a range of other things that you'll be working on in between: auditing current provision, implementation planning, trying out new approaches, evaluating the impact so far, and then using that to review your plan and starting to work on in-school training. And that's something that some schools in the past, they've used the research school team to support them with training their staff in their schools in between the 3-day training. All of our training programs use the EF implementation guide as a key part of the process because, having identified the issue that you want to address, explored the evidence that's going to help you to address that, you then need a clear implementation plan to help you deliver that. And, we will, as a part of the 3-day program, talk you through that implementation process and support you with writing an implementation plan. And then beyond the 3 days, supporting you with evaluating the implementation of your strategy. How to book. So very, very simple. If you go onto our research school website, the link is there. The first page you'll come to, there's a training link circled in red there. If you click that, that will take you to all of our training programs, and then there's a booking form for you to use to reserve a place on the Leading Learning training program. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions at all, then please do feel free to contact us. If you use the email address there, research@durring.com, somebody from the research school team will get back to you and answer your query. Thanks very much, and we really look forward to working with you next year.